Hi, and welcome to another edition of Right on Rangers Live, coming at you in the top of the eighth inning of a 2-0 ball game. And the good guys are not ahead. But with how this Rangers offense has been going of late, not a huge shock. 2 outs, Josh Young up to bat, pinch hitting. He did not get the start today. Josh Smith starting at third base. Looks like we're going to get the third out here. Pretty weak little pop-up by Josh Young to second base. And we are headed to the bottom of the eighth. Rangers have 3 outs left to make something happen. And at this point, you're going to have Langford, Seager, and Simeon. So at least you got that coming up in the top of the ninth. Patrick Corbin most likely going to be back out for the complete game. What an outing from him. I put out a video today on Patrick Corbin. I just think with all of the terrible offensive play of late, I've said this all year, it's really a shame that we can't accentuate the pitching performances because the offense is such a focal point with how terrible they've been playing. You know, yesterday is a great example. Jack Leiter has a really outstanding game. Yes, he only went 5 innings, but really, I think pitched extremely well, got out of a huge jam. And then Patrick Corbin tonight, you're seeing him face his former team. Just pitched for him last year, of course, won the World Series against the Houston Astros. In 2019, was a big part in that Game 7 in Houston. And here he is, basically, shutting down the other team, save, a home run ball and a little bit of a rough second inning. I think Corbin has been a complete godsend in terms of eating up innings at the back end of the rotation when you've got Gray and Bradford out. And it just pains me that we can't focus on the outing that Patrick Corbin had today. Instead, we got to complain and whine about the offense, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. I'm not at all begrudging anybody that is frustrated with the offense. I am too. Again, just saying, I don't want to see us forget about these pitchers that are grinding, busting their butts, having outstanding outing after outstanding outing, only to watch this offense completely let it slip away. So right now, here's the situation. Bottom of the eighth inning coming up here. Nationals are going to have Nunez, the second baseman, and then they're going to turn it over the top of the order. Patrick Corbin going for the complete game here, unless the Rangers can scrape across a couple of runs in the top of the ninth. Looks like Cole Winn is warming in the bullpen. You might as well just let Corbin go the distance here. I mean, he's at 77 pitches. Just let Corbin go the distance, man. I don't really understand playing matchups at this point. I know the top of the order's coming up, but it's pretty lefty heavy. You got Wood, you got Lowe. Nate Lowe with a base knock today, by the way. A little slap hit, classic Nate Lowe style. It's definitely a pretty common Texas Rangers game here on a Friday night in Washington, D.C. Corbin, 2-1 count. Nunez 0 for 2 on the night. Nice pitch right down the pipe. Nunez takes it. And it's a 2-2 count at this point. What's good, everybody? McJowers, thanks for hanging out. Alex, appreciate you. Chris, is Corbin done? Nope. I think they're going to try and get 3 outs out of him here. Oh, I thought that was painted, but it is just a little bit inside. It's a full count now. Corbin at 80 pitches. Plenty in the tank to get this 8th inning out of the way, man. Plenty in the tank. Trent, what's good, man? Thanks for hanging out. Strike 3. Corbin, man, it's just, look, y'all, I'm definitely going to talk offense, but I just can't believe Patrick Corbin and how good he's been. I mean, he has been outstanding tonight. You look at his numbers, 7 1/3, 2 strikeouts, only allowed 5 base runners all evening, did give up a home run. I mean, that otherwise basically 4 base runners and a bomb, right? There's strike 1. You got Abrams coming up, and then you got 2 more lefties after that. You got Wood, Lowe. So I don't know why you'd bring in Cole Winn here, honestly, unless Corbin's just not able to go. That is a nasty slider on the outside corner. Abrams waves right through it. 0 for 3 on the night. There are only 4 Nationals with hits. 5 Nats are hitless tonight. Only 4 Nationals with hits. And we got Abrams quickly 0-2 right now. Let's do the intro. Here right on Rangers, we cover everything sports, but we put a big emphasis on all the teams we love from the great state of Texas, including the Rangers and especially the Rangers during the MLB season and even when they're scoring 0 runs. Thank you for choosing Right on Rangers for all of your Texas Rangers content. Appreciate you. Are we sacrificing the Rangers for the success of the Cowboys? We might just be. Jordan, I don't know if I really want to do that, but look, if it's going to happen anyways, all right. I guess there's the silver lining for you. 44, what's good, man? Thanks for hanging. Alexa, play When It Rains, It Pours. Man, look, there's definitely a big problem here with the Rangers offense, and that's probably understating it. I don't think there's a whole lot that we can really do at this point besides hope and pray. We've talked really to great lengths about options. The bottom line is you're not going to see this team do a whole lot in terms of moves until later on in the season, probably July, maybe late June as Patrick Corbin retires Abrams. One more out to go, and he'll get the complete game unless the Rangers can come back in the top of the 9th. What can you say about Patrick Corbin, man? I'm just in awe of what he's been able to do after really being pretty bad for the past few seasons in Washington. I mean, just a total reclamation for him. And he's 1 out away from a complete game unless the Rangers can come back. Fly ball, there it is. Patrick Corbin has gone 8 innings of 2-run baseball. Got to give it up. Got to give the man his flowers. He has pitched incredible. Did not get a lot of strikeouts today. Only 2 strikeouts on the day. But you know what? Got a lot of weak contact. Only allowed 5 base runners in 8 innings. And the Rangers are about to waste it. You know what the positive is with Corbin? You know, he's going to be gone anyways. You are going to trade Patrick Corbin. There's no reason to keep Corbin at all. So I will say I'm cheering for Corbin to do as well as he possibly can. I like him, think he's a good guy. And also, the better he does, the better trade pieces we get in return. So at this point, I'm appreciating what he's doing today. We're going to talk offense later on after the post game, or after the game is over, I should say, in the post game. But appreciate, respect, give Patrick Corbin his flowers, man. He has been incredible today. Incredible. I think Corbin and Malley are probably gone at this point. I think both of them are gone. I don't see either one of them returning after the deadline, that is. I think both of them are going to get traded. And that's right. I mean, that is the right thing to do with both those guys. Corbin, $1.1 million. He's already well exceeded the value of his contract with what he's given you. You got to cut bait. Hopefully he can go to another team, continue to pitch like this. I don't know if you're going to get a ton for Patrick Corbin. I do think at this point you're going to get something. You're maybe going to get a solid AA prospect, maybe a AAA prospect. Kind of depends. I think Mike Lorenzen and what we got from Mike Lorenzen last year with Walter Pennington. I know Pennington obviously not on the club anymore, but I think the Rangers can definitely get something and get a little bit better in that way. Great outing from him. Keep going. Happy Friday, Daniel. Thanks for hanging out, man. Appreciate you. How's the game going? It's 2-0, Austin. Appreciate it. Look, again, the offense has been embarrassing. Pitching has been outstanding. Patrick Corbin was a lot of fun to watch today. So, y'all, that's what I'm going to continue to try and focus on, the positives that there are. I know every day the offense, it feels like we're going back to the same thing, but I got to go to the positives when I can. It's the only thing that keeps me sane. So, Patrick Corbin today, love everything about what we got from him. Is Boone gone too? Well, look, the contract for Brett Boone is only through the end of this season. Personally, I don't know why you would bring him back if the offense continues to play like this. I still think it goes beyond coaching as Wyatt Langford takes strike one. It'll be Langford, Seager, and then Simeon, if anybody gets on, Jake Berger. All of those players, by the way, 0 for on the night. Josh Smith and Adolis Garcia are the only Rangers with hits tonight, and they each have one apiece. Here's pitch 2. Healthy hack by Wyatt. He's going to foul it straight back. You know, this is kind of my big problem for anybody that's watching the game live right now while you've got me up on your other screen. The Rangers missed too many mistake pitches. Like Wyatt Langford, that's a middle, right over the middle pitch, and it's got to be punished. And the Rangers just cannot consistently punish pitches over the middle of the plate. Marcus Semien, what was it, a couple innings ago? Simi had a pitch center cut right down the pipe. And I know he's been one of our better hitters of late, but we have got to punish pitches right down the middle. Semien with 2 runners on. Seager was on. Forget who else was on. Josh Smith. And again, got that pitch right over the heart of the plate. All he could do was pop it up to right field. The Rangers have to be better. Wyatt Langford, he had a nice, 11 pitch at bat. And he got multiple cookies, center cut there for the taking, and all he could do is foul it off. It is a recurring problem. You've got to punish pitches that are mistakes. You've got to punish pitches that are over the middle of the plate, and the Rangers can't do it. For anybody that wonders, like, what's up with the offense? Why can't they get it together? I think what I just said is a pretty big reason. You're swinging and missing a lot. The pitch selection isn't great. Right on cue, Wyatt Langford strikes out on a pitch at the knees. And that's exactly kind of just in a nutshell what happens, right? You miss fastballs over the middle of the plate, like Wyatt did, and then you get into a 2-strike count, and you have to hit junk. And Wyatt, it's a good pitch by Finnegan right at the knees, an off-speed pitch. You miss the fastball over the plate. You can't catch up to it. And here you are. Corey Seager up to bat now, 1 out. Wyatt Langford 0 for on the day. Seager's going to take ball 1. 44, that's all we can do right now. All you can do is hope and pray that this offense turns it around. You're not going to be able to really do anything to improve it throughout the month of June. Seager's going to rip a hard ground ball right at second base, but just the Rangers' luck, it gets eaten up pretty easily. And now we're down to the last out here. Marcus Semien up to bat. You kind of keep waiting for something big to happen. I don't know what that something big would be, and I'm not talking about like an offensive outburst, but after game of this, you just kind of, and I've kind of been waiting for, when is the first like big bomb gonna drop? You know, we've had obviously Berger get demoted, Leote getting DFA'd. I would say those are kind of minor explosions. Marcus Semien losing the leadoff spot. I hope you're catching my drift. Like, I do kind of wonder, at what point are you going to get that big bomb going off? Again, somebody getting DFA'd, a regular. I don't want to say Bruce Bochy is going to get fired or anything like that. I really don't think that's going to happen. But again, I think you're picking up what I'm throwing down. I just kind of keep wondering, how many games are we going to have to watch something like this before there is a big bomb that drops? CY does something really big to mix it up. I don't know. Marcus Semien, by the way, hard ground ball to Abrams, the shortstop, but a high throw by Abrams means Simi is safe. And look, we're going to have Jake Berger with an opportunity to extend this ball game here. Runner on first base. Berger 0 for 3. One swing of the bat could tie it up. Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something? Here's Jake Berger. 28 relics. At least you're getting some good food. We love Texas Roadhouse, man. We got one. We got one Texas Roadhouse out here in Vegas, and we absolutely love it. Jake Berger going to take ball 1. 2 outs right now, obviously. So we're down to the last out. But Rangers, can we get a little rally going? Come on. At least get rid of this goose egg and make it respectable. Soroka throwing 6 innings in 25 is wild, Hunter. 100% wild. JJ, what's good, man? Thanks for hanging out. Soroka had a negative WAR coming into this game as Jake Berger takes ball 2. 2-0 count. You're looking for a cookie here from Finnegan. Jake Berger is a legit guy to have up right now, man. Berger can just barrel one up here. Finnegan throws it hard enough. It's going to go a long way, especially with Berger's bat speed. See if he gets a cookie here on 2-0. He got a cookie, man. And that's the thing right there. It's a little bit middle out. It's middle out. But that's a pitch Berger's got to drive, and instead you foul it off. That's kind of the night. It's kind of the night, man. 44, job opportunity. I had a couple of buddies that were out here, and they said, hey, man, come out to Vegas. And the rest is history, man. I didn't think I would be out here for very long, and here I am 15 years later. Astros fan here. I need Houston and Texas to be good at the same time for the rivalry. Trev, it's always good when both teams are humming along pretty well. But I don't know if the Rangers are going to be able to oblige. Here's a final strike, 2-2-2. See if Berger can give one a ride here, man. Here's the pitch from Finnegan coming up. Berger is going to pop it up. Nate Lowe is camped. And that's ball game. That is ball game. And that's what happens. You miss the fastball on 2-0. Jake Berger missed the fastball 2-0, middle out. Still over the plate. And you lose 2-0. And that was the story of the night. You're missing fastballs over the heart of the plate. You're missing hung breaking pitches over the middle of the plate. And there we go. Well, Nate Lowe's happy. He had a base knock tonight that kind of got the Nationals started, honestly. Nate Lowe on the evening, 1 for 3. Didn't even get 4 at-bats, man. That's how dominant Patrick Corbin was. Wood and Lowe, the 3 and 4 hitters for the Nationals, didn't even get around to their 4th at-bat. Like, oh, my goodness, man. What to do with this team? What to do with this team? Like I said, I keep waiting post-game for something big to happen. CY making a big-time move. Somebody getting fired. Again, I don't think Bruce Bochy's getting fired anytime soon. I think they're going to let him ride out in the sunset with some dignity and respect, and he probably deserves that. But honestly, if it were anybody but Bruce Bochy, they're probably fired by now, right? I don't know how else to put it. If it's anybody besides Bruce Bochy, the manager's probably fired at this point. Disagree? And I'm not saying fire Bruce. In fact, I think there is definitely something to be said about treating him well. He helped get us our first World Series a couple of years ago. I don't know if firing is the right answer, but I do think any other manager in the game probably would have been fired by now. It's just bad. The offense is terrible. The offense is horrible right now. And 44, I'm glad you still have hope. I have hope still from the perspective of there's 98 games left in the season. There's 98 games left in the season. But it's not looking promising. Like, I don't know at this point if there is a lot for you to point at to really believe that the team is going to get it back on track. I don't know. There's a lot that has to go right at this point, and I just don't know if the Rangers are going to be able to put it all together. It's either 8 or 9, McJowers. It's 8 or 9. John, I agree. Bad on offense. Josh Hamilton, I don't even know if Hambone coming in. I don't think coaches can fix some of these guys, man. I don't think coaches, any coach, even, the greatest hitter in the game, I don't think could come in and with coaching teach these guys to be better. It's skill. It's execution. I know that we want to go to coaching. We want to grab at anything we can, but it's players, man. I've said that from the beginning. I didn't like the Donnie Ecker firing. The Brett Boone hire I thought would kind of be a nothing burger. It kind of has turned out to be that way. In some cases, it might actually be worse with Brett Boone. It might be worse with Booney. Again, I didn't do a deep dive yet. Maybe I will over the next 24 hours. I'll do it one of these days. Has the offense been worse under Brett Boone or better? I don't know. I think it's pretty close. It's pretty close, man. I do, Antonio, think it might be worse. It might be worse, Hunter. I'm with you. I tend to think that way, and I didn't want to be right. This isn't a pat myself on the back session here. I didn't want to be right about Brett Boone. I wanted Booney to come in and make a difference. I didn't think he would. And those of y'all that have been hanging with me since the beginning of the season, you know how I felt about Donnie Ecker getting fired. I hated the move. I think they needed to make some other changes with personnel. And I didn't think Boone would lift this team up to any really greater height than what they already were. You saw a couple of nice offensive outbursts at the very beginning. I think like his first game, they scored 6 runs. I don't know. I think you got to get rid of personnel, man. I think that is the next move. And right now, there's not a lot that you can do. You've got a lot of young guys. You know, you got Josh Smith, you got Wyatt Langford, you got Jake Berger, you got Evan Carter, you've got Osuna. Obviously, Corey Seager and Simeon aren't going anywhere. So I just named out 7 guys that they're not moving off of, right? Like, as you look at the lineup from today, and this is the tough part. This is why I'm telling y'all there's not really a great plan B. The only players that you can really move off of and straight up replace right now, the catcher spot and Adolis Garcia. Those are the only positions you can really do anything seismic with. The only other argument I would go with is you can go get a half-season rental and maybe have Osuna go back to AAA, and you got that guy slotting in wherever, left field, right field. That's about the only other option. I guess you could go out and get an outfielder and maybe have a year and a half of club control, and Osuna goes back to AAA. That's about all you got. I don't know if they're going to move off Berger or not. That could be another guy. I don't know if they're going to bail on Berger after one season. But I'm just saying the options are limited. So yeah, maybe now there's 3 spots. Maybe you see what you can get for Berger, but I'm not a big fan of that. I think Berger absolutely needs to be given a little bit more time. I don't think he's the main problem here. He didn't have a good night tonight. I absolutely would be moving on from Adolis. I'm sorry, you're a number 7 hitter. And you're going 1 for 3, hitting singles. Like we could do better. We could upgrade that spot. So it's really the catcher spot and Adolis Garcia, maybe Jake Berger. I don't know. 44, what's good, man? Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you. On to tomorrow. Have a good night, brother. The sad thing is this lineup was probably the best we can throw out. I did say before the game, and all of my paid members, subscribers in the Discord, you guys heard me say this. I thought this was the best lineup that Texas had put out in weeks. This was the best lineup to me that Bochy had drawn up in weeks. I really felt confident going into this game when I saw the lineup. I knew Patrick Corbin obviously was pitching. I thought he would pitch well against his former team, and sure enough, yes, he did. I was dead wrong on the offense, though. Dead wrong. I really felt like this was one of the best lineups Bruce Bochy had put out in weeks. And they get 2 hits. I mean, look, I know, Mike, I don't know if you're hanging out, but Mike said, YouTube comment here, that, you know, not having Josh Young maybe disqualifies it as being one of the better lineups, but Josh Young has been not very good of late, right? Josh Young has not been great. He's hitting under 200. I think he's hitting like $170, $175 over his last 7 games. So Josh Young has not been going super great right now. I just feel like you could say that about anybody, honestly, but I like the lineup coming into this one. I really did. Yeah, Gio, I'm not as high on Haggerty. I know that some of y'all really like Haggerty. I got to be honest. I'm not super high on Sam Haggerty. I don't think he is a difference maker. I think he'll get you a hit here and there. And I know he had a 3-hit game, probably a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. I'm not super high on Sam Haggerty. It's a very low ceiling with Haggerty. You're going to get a guy that, you know, has a little bit of speed, causes some trouble on the base pass. Sam Haggerty is not a difference maker. He's not. Sam Haggerty is a solid, everyday, I don't even want to say everyday, I think a solid platoon player. Sam Haggerty is not helping you win this ball game. First base, center field, DH, catcher, right field can all be upgraded. I know it all can't be fixed. Philip, what's good, man? Thanks for hanging out. Antonio, I'm with you. Good defense for Haggerty, but offense is is not going to be a difference maker, right? Philip, back to your comment. I agree with you on DH. I agree with you on right field. I agree with catcher. Center field, I just don't think they're going to upgrade. I think they're going to give Evan Carter a runway here to get better. First base, I kind of feel the same way with Jake Berger. I think they're going to give him at least this year as a runway, not to say that they can't move off of him in the offseason. He's still on a rookie contract or, look for a potential deal elsewhere. But I don't think they're going to move off of Jake Berger or Evan Carter. I think they're going to give them this year as a runway. Maybe in the offseason, if it continues to go really poorly, they reevaluate. But I think, honestly, next year, you could see Sebastian Walcott come up and take one of the outfield spots. I think Evan Grant, I mentioned this a couple nights ago. Evan Grant, Dallas Morning News, he kind of alluded to this. Walcott being so athletic, Corey Seager, there's really no immediate talks to move him to first base or DH. I know that a lot of y'all had that kind of in your minds coming into the season. I did too, but the club is not really talking about moving off of Corey Seager at shortstop. And so with that information, Evan basically surmising that with Walcott's athleticism and with Adolis Garcia's struggles, Evan Carter, maybe throw him in there too. You might see Walcott next year in 2026 playing a corner outfield spot. I don't know if he's going to be center fielder, but I do think that might be a legitimate option. So we'll see what happens. I'm very curious about that. I would be in favor of bringing Walcott up next year. I don't think you waste any years of service. I don't think you get the clock started this year. That would be kind of stupid. I mean, unless you feel really strongly convicted that you are going to make the playoffs this year and you know that you're going to be making a lot of big moves at the deadline, there's no reason to start Walcott's clock. No reason. We keep going. I don't understand how we beat one of the better teams by 10, Cardinals, right? And then get shut out basically 4 games. It's how this offense goes, man. It's how this offense goes. Gio only struck out 8 times today. Good job, Rangers. You only struck out 8 times today. Better than 13, which was last night. You only struck out 8 times, man. Is Siegs hitless? No, he's not, John. I think he's 2 for 31. 2 for 31. Let me turn off my, I still have my MLB TV going. I don't know if that helps at all with the connection for all my YouTube and people on X. But look, Corey Seager, I think he's like 2 for 31 since coming back. It's not great. It's not great. So I think that Corey is going to figure it out. But when Corey Seager is in a 2 for 31 or 2 for 32, you're not going to have a great offense when your best hitter is doing that. You're just not. Keep going. Austin says, this shows that it's not the coaches. 100% agreed. I don't think that hitting coaches, firing them mid-season makes a huge, huge difference. Now, the manager, like I said, if his name was not Bruce Bochy, I put out a video about this about a month ago, and I got a lot of pushback from Rangers fans. If his name was not Bruce Bochy, he probably would have been fired already. You're not going to have a down 2024 and look this bad to start 2025 and keep your job. You're just not. And so I do think Rangers are going to ride off into the sunset of 2025 with Bruce Bochy as the manager. I don't think he's going to be getting fired, but I do absolutely think there would be a new manager if this was any other name. Any other name. Keep going. Can we get David Murphy a uniform? I would love Murph to come out and hit. Probably couldn't do much worse than some of these offensive players we got. Someone in the locker room needs to step up. Hunter, I don't know who it would be. Corey Seager, we know, is not the most vocal of guys out there. And it's Marcus Semien, definitely a leader. I don't think Marcus Semien is getting in anybody's face. This team misses a Beltre. They really do. Beltre was no nonsense. He would challenge you and get in your face. We miss that Beltre-style leadership, 100%. We miss it. Wish that we had somebody on the squad like that. I just don't think we do. We just got to believe this team is too talented to be like this. I really do think that the Rangers are going to get better. I don't know how much better on offense. I don't think it can continue to be this bad. I think you're going to see the team break out here and there, especially when Corey Seager gets going. But I just feel like at this point, it's got a ceiling. It's got a ceiling. This offense is not going to flip a switch to elite. I would bet real money against that. I don't think this offense is going to magically, flip that switch and become one of the best offenses in baseball. I think that this offense can go from really bad to average. I think that is a tangible goal. I don't think this is going to be an elite offense at any point this year. I hope to be wrong. I'm not rooting to be right. I hope to be wrong. But when you think about it, even if the Rangers could go from worst or one of the worst offenses in baseball to average, that would probably be good enough to make the playoffs. It's just the fact that we have terrible offense, one of the worst in baseball, as the primary reason that we might not make the playoffs. This doesn't even have to be an elite offense for us to play baseball in October. It just has to be average. It just has to be average. That's what's so frustrating to me more than anything. Would I love for this to be a top 10 offense in MLB? 100%, because that's more fun. It's more fun when your team's scoring runs. That being said, would I be 100% good if this team could just average 4 or 5 runs a game? Just 4 runs a game. How about that? Yes. It's frustrating, man. Keep going. We have some overrated hitters. Brad, you might be onto something. I would probably flip it a little bit and just say we have some regressing hitters, right? Sorry about that spam call. We have some hitters that have regressed, right? Let me turn on my focus real quick. There you go. I don't know about y'all. I get like 9 million spam calls a day. I don't know what I got to do to fix that, but got focus on now, so it shouldn't be interrupted anymore. I just think some hitters have regressed beyond the point of return, and you're just not going to get them back on track. So call it overrated, call it regressing. We might just be battling semantics here, but that is my humble opinion. Maybe Boone has been back because he has so many hitters that are bad to work with right now. We'll never know, will we? We'll never really know, but I will say this. I would probably cut Brett Boone some slack because some of these hitters are on their 3rd and 4th hitting coach, and they're still bad. So I would maybe cut Brett Boone a little bit of slack in that regard. But that being said, if the offense doesn't turn it around, I have a hard time believing that they're bringing him back, especially if you've got a new head coach coming in. Unless Skip Schumacher, who I think is going to be the next Rangers coach, unless Skip really loves Brett Boone and was super instrumental in the process, which might be the case. CY did say that they're basically asking Skip Schumacher for his advice and perspective on everything. So maybe Skip really loved Booney, and maybe Booney would stick around if Bochy left after this year and they promoted Skip to manager. I personally will be very curious to see that. If Booney does not get renewed and Skip takes over, you'll kind of have your answer there. I love the Rangers a lot, but they're not fun to watch anymore. I would disagree. And look, I am a baseball freaking nerd, man. I love the game of baseball. I love the little things about the game. It's a thinking man's game. I personally loved and really enjoyed watching Patrick Corbin pitch tonight. I think that what he has done this year, really worthy of comeback player of the year. I mean, any disagreements? I don't know who's in the mix for comeback player of the year. He should be up at the top of the list. And so I will say I'm frustrated with the offense, but I appreciate greatness. And I think Patrick Corbin has been great this year. So I love watching our pitchers. That is the only thing probably keeping me sane is watching our pitchers deal. It frustrates me because they should be winning ball games and they should not be having their starts completely wasted. But it's beautiful to watch Malley, to watch deGrom, watch Leiter, watch Corbin, Evo, all these guys just deal, man. Just shove out there on the mound. It's beautiful. And it's sad at the same time. because the Rangers bats can do nothing with it. Feel terrible for the pitchers, but I appreciate greatness when I see it. And the Rangers pitching staff has achieved, I would say, an elite level of play this year. One of the best pitching rotations, pitching staffs in the league. By the way, with what Patrick Corbin did tonight, pitches the complete game, only gives up 2 earned runs. You save the bullpen. Sunday is going to be a bullpen game. I thought it was going to be Tyler Mahle on Sunday, which makes sense because of how it worked out earlier in the week. It went deGrom, then it went Mahle. But I think they want to give Mahle a start against his former team, the Minnesota Twins. That series begins on Tuesday in Minnesota. And so they are going to line up Tyler Mahle to start Tuesday's game. Sunday is going to be a bullpen day. Bullpen day for the Rangers on Sunday. So what Patrick Corbin did tonight is even more special, man. It is even more special what he was able to achieve because you saved the bullpen arms for Sunday. Tomorrow, you got deGrom throwing. Hopefully you can get 6 or 7 strong out of him. And then you have got a full slate of bullpen arms ready to go for Sunday. Keep going. Gio, I'm with you. Defense was great today for the Rangers. Rangers are now tied for the 3rd worst road record in MLB. The road record, it's a real thing at this point. Brad, yes, 100%. Pitching is keeping me entertained. Same. Like, watching Patrick Corbin deal was enjoyable for me today. I know that a lot of us, rightfully so, focus on the offense, but it was beautiful watching Patrick Corbin deal. I know he gives up the bomb, gave up a little second inning rally there. Nate Lowe started things off, and then they were able to advance everybody around, score Nate Lowe in the bottom of the second. Look, it was a beautiful start from Patrick. So, look, St. Patrick, as I call him, man, for what he did in Game 7 against the Astros. Am I right? St. Patrick for me. Dude shut down the Stros in 2019 Game 7. He will always hold a special place in my heart for that. We keep going, man. Fastest in 40 years goes to show we're not taking pitches. Yeah, I did think it was pretty brutal. I'm going to try and see if I can pull up what inning it was. But Patrick Corbin had a 9-pitch inning. And at that point, I think I said to a few people in the Discord, I was like, he's going to go the distance today, right? I called that. I'm like, he had that 9-pitch inning. And I literally said right after that, I'm like, he's going the distance. And then we came out and we gave the Nationals a 7-pitch inning. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. It's that's the last thing you want to do. Your starting pitcher just came out. And look, I think it was Haggerty that started it out. All of y'all that are wanting Haggerty in the lineup, Haggerty comes out, pinch hitting, swinging first pitch. And I think he flied out. And then Evan Carter got out quickly. I forget what inning that was. Maybe it was the top of the 7th. I'm not sure. It was one of those. 7th, 6th. It was just ridiculous. Patrick Corbin barely got to sit down, man. Barely got to sit down. Let's see if I can figure out what it was. I think it was the 8th. Haggerty swings at the first pitch. Higgy, 3 pitches. Josh Young, 6 pitches. So maybe that wasn't it because that's a 10-pitch inning. Maybe it was. That was the 8th inning was a 10-pitch inning for Washington. The 7th inning, maybe it was the 7th. 1 pitch to Berger in the 7th. 1 pitch to Carter. It was the 7th. And then Adolis popped out after 7 pitches. So a 9-pitch inning in the 7th and a 10-pitch inning in the 8th. Let's go to the 6th. 6th inning was a little bit longer. 6th inning was longer for sure. That was the one where Soroka really had to labor. And Soroka, again, came into this game with a negative WAR and took a shutout, took a no-hitter into the 4th inning. Ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. Keep going. Did I hear the discussion they were having during the game about what percentage of games we have been at 0 to 3 runs going into the 7th? I didn't hear that. I had the sound off for a little bit of the game, John. 37% of our games, we've had 0 to 3 runs going into the 7th inning. My goodness. My goodness, man. Rangers decided to score 4 runs when they were down 5 runs last time, but don't score when you need them to score down late. Clutch, man. That is just not clutch. Not clutch. 28, I'm trying, man. I'm trying. Look, y'all know I've had a few people. I think it's not much, but it was, I think it was last week, a couple of people accusing me of being negative. I'm trying to do everything I can to hype this team up. If we ever get trolls like that in the chat, y'all better have my back. Like the video I put out today, I didn't harp on the loss from last night. I mentioned it briefly, and then I hyped up Patrick Corbin. Right on cue, man. I mean, honestly, right on cue. I hyped up Wyatt Langford 2 days ago. He had 3 hits. I hyped up Patrick Corbin today in the reel I put out. Dude pitches a complete game. It's like I've been pretty money on the guys that I've been hyping up in my videos. It's just the rest of the team cannot get on board, man. They just can't get on board. So please back me up if anybody ever tries to light me up for being too negative, man. I feel like I'm one of the only positive voices. I know I got a few of y'all that continue to try and be positive. And look, I get the negativity. Y'all have seen me be negative. Y'all heard me going off on this team yesterday. Little league stuff, man. Put a tent on the freaking circus with what we've had going on covering first base 2 out of the past 3 games. Like, seriously. I'll call it like it is when I see it, but I'm always going to try and go silver lining, man. It is one of my superpowers, man. The silver lining, the trying to see glass half full mentality, that is one thing that I can do, even when it's difficult. But y'all know, and y'all have seen me go through it. You've seen me go through it. Ultramodern, strong disagree. I don't think you can watch Patrick Corbin pitch today and say there's nothing to be positive about. I get the offense, man. I totally do. But strong disagree. The pitching is a huge positive. And I'm a fan of all these guys on the team. Yes, there's guys I'd like to see traded. You've heard me talk about trading Adolis. You've heard me for a long time. I talked about DFAing, getting rid of Leote. I don't want to see guys do poorly, but it's a business. I try to put on my GM hat, even though I'm obviously nowhere close to that position. I try and speak what I think is best for the team, but I want to see everybody do well. I don't want to see anybody fail. I really don't. So for me, I've got to highlight the pitching. It's been phenomenal. It is a beautiful thing watching these starting pitchers deal, but then it's literally the most frustrating thing watching the next half inning when our offense has to come up. John, I appreciate that, man. I'm always going to try and stay true to this. I'll call out the negativity when I see it, but I'm going to try and give y'all the silver lining. Josh Smith now has the highest batting average on the team. And we were talking in the Discord, like Josh Smith can look like an all-star, and then he can look so average at times. And for Josh Smith to be the guy that's leading the team in average right now, I love Josh Smith, but that's a little sad. I don't want to hate on Josh Smith or throw any shade his way, but it is sad to me that our highest average on the team is Josh Smith. Josh Smith is a very nice player, and I love Smitty. Love him. He shouldn't be leading in average. That's not good, man. It's just not good. Josh Smith has fallen off ever since shaving. What I must have missed that, man. He had a full beard, or he just had the scruff beard. It must have just been a scruff beard. I don't remember that dude with a full beard, although that might be a good look for him, man. Might be a good look for him. The team is cooked. 98 games left. I can't say that. At the All-Star break, and those of y'all that have followed me since 23 and even maybe beginning of 24, I said the same thing. You're not going to get me giving up on this team until the All-Star break. Like, if you want to say it right now, we're cooked, so you can be right in a month, you do you. I respect it. Agree to disagree, though. I will reevaluate at the All-Star break. It's going to be clear, I think, at that point, whether or not the Rangers are going to make the playoffs or not. And you know what? If we're hovering around 500 at the All-Star break, maybe a couple games below 500, you might hear me say, we've got to wait until August. We've got to wait until the trade deadline, whatever the case is. I'm not giving up yet. It's not looking good right now. I'm not going to try and sugarcoat a turd. It's not looking great. I'll highlight individual performances that have been outstanding, like a majority of our starting pitching rotation. I cannot sugarcoat crap. And look, the Rangers are not in a good position right now. But is there a lot of baseball left to be played? 100%. 100%. Antonio, I tend to think the same way. Like you're gonna see me cling on for dear life. So if you want a channel that's a little more gloom and doom, I'm not gonna be the best for you. I'm just not. Y'all are gonna see me cling on to any shred of hope that I can for a while. But of course, I'm gonna call out the bad performances along the way. And I have. I've talked about Seager, who's my favorite player, hitting under 200. I think he's hitting under 175. Maybe under 150. I don't know what it is at this point now. It's not good. It's not good. We talked about Wyatt Langford, his struggles. We'll call it out, but we're going to try and be positive, man. At this point, teams are going to be picking our pitching. Yeah, they are. Malley probably gone. Corbin probably gone. I think the Rangers would have to go on a crazy streak here to avoid not trading Corbin and to avoid not trading Malley. Sorry, long day. So if we can somehow string together, like, winning 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, maybe we can avoid trading Tyler Malley. Personally, I think that Corbin is probably gone regardless. Absolutely. I don't know if we're worse than the Rockies and the White Sox, but we're not far away. We're a stone's throw away. I'll say that, Ultramodern. That's the best you're going to get out of me. Rangers need to go on a 3 or longer game winning streak. I mean, I think they need to go on, you win 7 out of 10. You win 8 out of 10. They need something like that. And this was supposed to be a fortuitous month with the schedule. That's the other thing, too. This was supposed to be the month where you had a little bit more of a fortunate schedule and you could get some wins and string them together. Hasn't been the case so far. Yeah, excuses are continuing to wear thinner and thinner. I totally agree. The offense especially. I don't have a lot of patience for the offense right now. I really don't. I do think you need to start making some big moves. The wishing and hoping and giving guys a series off, it's not working. You need an impact bat now. Anybody that's saying different, I don't really get it. You obviously are maybe a little bit biased towards certain players. I do understand that. I've got my own players that I have biases towards. Corey Seager's one of them. He hasn't been playing well, though. I can even admit that. Siegs has not been playing great. Can he turn it around? Yes. Do I think he will? Absolutely. But he's not playing great right now. But I am tired of hoping and wishing for guys like Adolis Garcia to break out. Like, we're at the point. This is kind of where we're at. We're at the point where we're getting hyped over a single. We need players that can hit homers, players that can hit doubles, players that can get the clutch hit when it matters, not just guys that can get a random base hit with 2 outs and we're losing 1-0 or we're losing 5-0. You know what I mean? Meaningless situations. 1-0 maybe isn't the best example, but you know what I mean? Like, we've had games we're down 5-0 and great. You whiffed on every other big opportunity, but in the 8th inning, when we're down by 4 or 5 runs, you finally came through. We could have used you when we had bases loaded, 1 out. You struck out in that situation, but you got a nice single up the middle when we're down 4 runs and the game's basically out of reach. Talking about JD Martinez, I don't think JD is going to be going anywhere. Feels like if JD was really going to be able to help a club, he probably already would have been on one by now. 6 out of 9 good ABs. Yep. Shoot. 150-ish Corey is. Yep. Antonio, 100%. 100%, man. You and I have been on the same wavelength with a lot of things, honestly, but I don't think that you're going to see the Rangers do a whole lot this month. I don't think you are. I don't think you can. Maybe towards the end. Like I said, I keep waiting for that big announcement. Somebody getting DFA'd, traded, fired, and it's just not coming. And it's probably not going to. I know in my heart that it's not probably coming for a few weeks until July, but I think a part of me would like to see a shakeup. I do think you've got to change something. There's only so many spots you can really get drastic with. Philip, if you're still hanging out, you mentioned a few of them. I mentioned a few of them to start the show. You've got right field, you've got DH, you've got catcher. You maybe got first base, but I don't think they're going to give up on Jake Berger. I don't think I would. I think I would give Jake Berger this year. I think Dolly, though, 100%, I'd be moving off of him. And maybe they're just hoping he can string together some 1-for-4 games so the value stays all right. McJowers, I'm probably definitely soft selling. Even if the Rangers make it back to 500 by the deadline, I'm probably trading Malley, Corbin, Gray, and then I'm probably looking to trade Hobie Milner and some of the bullpen pieces. Maybe I wouldn't trade Milner if we had some kind of shot, but I'm definitely trading the starting pitching depth. I'm definitely trading Adolis Garcia no matter what. Whether we're competitive or not, I'm trading Adolis Garcia. Keep going. Me too. We hit way too many. The comment on YouTube is basically we just hit solo homer after solo homer. It is true. We cannot get the big hit with people on base. That is really what we're lacking. Who would I like the Rangers to get? I would love the Rangers to go out and get a guy like Ozuna from the Braves, a DH. We're talking about mixing up the DH spot. I'd love for us to go out and get Marcell Ozuna, do a little half-season rental. Maybe you could throw in Adolis to the Braves with maybe a couple of pitching prospects and get Ozuna. I don't know. I would probably think at this point they're going to trade Adolis for bullpen help, but I could absolutely see Ozuna coming to Texas and filling that DH spot. I just don't know if they're going to go out and make a big swing like that if they can't tread water here. You've got to tread water until closer to the trade deadline. You just have to. OBP guys, JK, you're right. That's kind of been, and I think that a lot of us actually were talking about this last offseason and going into the offseason. At the end of 2024, a lot of us were saying, we've got to get some guys that can get on base and hit contact. Like not always swinging for the fences. We've got to get some contact hitters that can put the ball in play routinely and can get on base. And we're lacking that right now 100%. I do agree, Osuna at DH. I didn't love that. I think, if anything, you should be putting Adolis Garcia at DH. I'm not a big fan of DHing young players that are developing. I don't consider Adolis Garcia to be a young player. He's 32 years of age. Obviously pretty young in life standards, but in baseball standards, you're on the back nine. So I'm not a big fan of Adolis Garcia playing right field while you DH Alejandro Osuna. I think you got to let Osuna play right field. What peeves me is Dolly's not in your long-term plans. Osuna is, maybe. And if he's not, you want his value to be high for a trade. Talking about Alejandro Osuna, play him in right field. The defense is not slipping that much. So for any Dolly apologists out there who are just screaming right now at me, the defense, Osuna is a great defender. You're not falling off that much from Adolis Garcia to Alejandro Osuna. You're not. If Dolly's a 10 out of 10, Osuna at worst is an 8.5. And I'll take an 8.5 in right field. I do love Dolly's glove and arm. I'll take Osuna's defense out in right field to have him playing every day and developing him well. I do not think it's in the best interest of young players to be DH'd. We saw Wyatt Langford get DH'd last year. It did not go great for Wyatt Langford. I don't think that they want to make this a habit. Maybe with Jock Peterson out, that's the excuse. But I'm not a big fan of DHing guys like Osuna, Carter, Langford, even Josh Young, Josh Smith. I don't love the DHing of the young guys. The vets need to be the DHs. Doley should be your DH at this point. Right? Let the other outfielders play the field. Who won? The Nats won 2-0. Hitters from the Dodgers, I don't think they're giving away anybody. When we get the big hit, we give it away. That has been the story. Marcus Semien, a couple big hits last night, and then we give it away in the 9th inning. Let me see. Bro, Berger has been a dog. 100%. I love Jake Berger. Y'all know that. But, Jake Berger, unfortunately, has not been killing it. He's been doing pretty well since he got called up from AAA, but Berger's not killing it. He's not. Avery, I wish Seager was a little bit younger. He's getting up there. I don't think what you're seeing right now with Seager is regression. I think what you're seeing is he's off on the timing. And I know that Corey Seager doesn't do rehab stints. You almost kind of think Corey Seager probably needed a rehab assignment. I know Corey doesn't like to go down to AA or AAA. He's really never been a rehab assignment guy, but I kind of think he probably could have used it with how he's come out the gate from the IL and the hamstring injury. I do think Seager's rhythm is off. You missed at the beginning of the season for the hamstring. You had to miss again for the hamstring. I just think his rhythm is off right now. He probably should have done a rehab assignment. Yeah, Philip, do you know any more on this? Because I have not done a deep dive. Like, what is it with not sending Seager on the rehab assignment? Is it like Philip is saying on TikTok? I know y'all on YouTube can't see it. Is it him just straight up telling the club, no, I don't want to go to AA? I don't think they'd send him to Round Rock. I think they'd send him to Frisco because obviously that's in the vicinity of where everybody lives anyways, not too far away. But I don't know. Is it Seager just straight up telling the club no? Or is the club deciding, okay, like we'll just skip the rehab assignment? I don't know. I'd love to get the 411 on that, the real deal scoop. Like what is it with Corey not going on rehab assignments? And considering how he started out after his latest IL stint, would you consider doing it moving forward? I don't know. The Rangers' future to me doesn't look bleak. Jeremy, I don't know if I can go with you on this one. I appreciate the comment, by the way, brother. And thank you so much for supporting the show. I don't feel like the future's bleak. I feel like they actually have a shot to be really competitive in 2026. You've still got deGrom. You've still got Evo. You've still got a really young core of players. You've got to go out and get an impact bat. Like, you've got to go out and get somebody that is elite. Whether you're trading for them or signing them, they have to go get somebody else. And I just don't know if they're going to be willing to spend the money to do it, but that is what they have to do. Have to do it. Philip, if you find out, let me know, brother. But I'm going to do some research on that. Maybe I'll ask around. Sometimes I get lucky and one of the Dallas Morning News guys or one of the Rangers beat writers will hit me back. It's not all the time, so don't take it the wrong way. Don't get it twisted. I'm not that important, but I'm trying to become that. At some point, it'd be nice to have some better contacts, people covering the team closely like those reporters are. But I'm going to ask in one of their next mailbags. I'll see if I can get them to answer me. What is it with Corey Seager not going out on a rehab assignment? And maybe the answer, I bet the answer is going to be because it's Corey Seager. And the dude's a 2-time World Series MVP. So if he says he's good and doesn't need a rehab assignment, then he doesn't need a rehab assignment. I bet that's the answer. If I had to bet on it, I bet that's what it is. That's what it is, man. You got to go score 4 or more. You don't have to be the most elite offense in baseball. You just got to score 4 or freaking more. That's it. Outside of Leiter, Langford, and Walcott, there's no one else young to be excited about. Let me think about that. No one else besides Leiter, Langford, and Walcott. I like Osuna. I know he's having a tough stretch, but I like Alejandro Osuna. I like guys like Rosario and Santos. I know that they're injured right now. I like Malcolm Moore. He's the number 3 prospect, I think, right now in the organization. Jeremy, I'm not giving up on Kumar Rocker. Evan Carter, we haven't seen a full year of him yet. I'm not giving up on some of these guys. I agree right now, like Leiter, Langford, and Walcott are kind of the three guys that maybe stand out the most. Even Josh Young, I'm with you on that, Gio. Even Josh Young. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I would love to have that first half offense with this pitching staff too. JK, me and you couldn't be on a more similar page with that, my friend. I definitely think Osuna, he profiles so clearly as either a leadoff hitter or a number 9 second leadoff hitter. Like it's one or the other. I don't think he's a number 5 hitter like he was doing a while ago, right? A few games ago, hitting in the 5 hole. That's not him. I think he is a clear-cut leadoff guy. He is a clear-cut second leadoff guy down at the bottom of the order. Absolutely. Absolutely. Osuna just doesn't have a high ceiling. I would maybe agree there. I don't think he's going to be Juan Soto. I think Osuna can give you 280 with 20 bombs and maybe 75 to 80 RBI, some stolen bases, a high on base percentage. Look, we're complaining that we don't have OBP guys. Isn't Alejandro Osuna one of the OBP guys that we're all clamoring for? I would argue, yes, he is. Osuna is an OBP guy. If you like OBP guys, I don't know how you don't like Osuna. I think that's exactly what he's going to be. He's not going to be 30 home run guy. He's not going to be 100 RBI guy. He is probably going to be 375 OBP, maybe sniffing 400 OBP guy. I don't know. I think he could do 375 OBP. I really do. I think he could be a guy that flirts with a 400 OBP. He's that good, commanding the strike zone up there at the dish. I think Osuna has a high OBP ceiling. I don't think it's Juan Soto levels, right? But I do think that he is going to be a solid contributor one day, whether the Rangers keep him or they deal him away. I think that's what he's going to be as a major league player. And we're all kind of complaining the Rangers could use more of those types. I think Osuna needs to be given a long runway to develop. I don't want to see them send him back down, but I kind of fear if he doesn't start getting in a groove, that's what they're going to do. He's had a few offers. And look, you've seen it happen with Dustin Harris. Am I right? Dustin Harris had a nice little hot start. Then he started going over for 3 or 4 games, and then they decided he's not ready because he's gone over for a few games in a row, even though every other veteran in our lineup is doing the exact same thing. You can't make it up, right? I mean, I know and feel so convicted in this, man. You've got Dustin Harris giving you zeros a few games in a row, and you're sending him back down to AAA. I just hope they don't do that with Osuna because they've got so many veterans on this team that string together offers like it's nothing. So I want to see Osuna get a long runway, and I think he could be a very solid number 1 or number 9 hitter. WD, I wouldn't really say they got revenge against Corbin today. Patrick Corbin shut down the Nats today. Like, I know that they got 2 runs off of him. I mean, he dominated them today. They got 1 home run, and they strung together a couple of hits in the second inning. Otherwise, Patrick Corbin dominated this Nats team. I mean, the Rangers offense is who you look at today. I don't think that Patrick Corbin at all was like, you know, the reason or should be the focus of any kind of revenge talk today. Like, if they would have won this game 4-2 and Patrick Corbin gets the win, we would have said Patrick Corbin got revenge on the Nats. So you can't have it both ways. Like, Patrick Corbin dominated today. He shoved. Like, I'm not going to give the Nats any credit against Patrick Corbin today. 0. Appreciate it. 2 runs is poor offensive performance for 29 other teams. Yup. He robbed the Nats because of his contract. Yeah, he did. Like, he had a very bad run of years with the Nats, and they paid him a lot of money. Patrick Corbin got paid well by the Nationals, and he really struggled. Now, Texas Rangers are the ones benefiting, man, paying him $1 million to operate like a number 3, a solid number 3 starter, even though he's our 5th starter right now. Clayson, I appreciate it, man. I try. That's the one thing, the people that have been following me for a long time, I get frustrated, and it's not sunshine and rainbows 100% of the time here at Right on Rangers, but I'm trying. I'm trying. Pick out the positives, have a good attitude. You know what? We still love our Rangers. They frustrate us to death, but we still love our Rangers. Still bleed that Rangers red, white, and blue, man. And the sun comes up tomorrow, and I'll be watching, cheering them on. Look, obviously, y'all know I do this for a job, but I also do it because I freaking love this team and this franchise. And this hurts. This season hurts, man. We should be talking about the Rangers making a deep run in October, not who are we going to get rid of? Who are we going to sell at the deadline? We should be talking about a deep October run for this team right now. That's what depresses me to no end. We got to deal with it. It's what makes the peaks that much sweeter, right? That's what made 23 so sweet, is we went through it in the early 2000s. Wish we wouldn't have had to, but I will say it's what made 2023 as sweet as it was. We stuck through it. We got through it, and we were rewarded. And I do think it's going to come back around eventually. Maybe not this year. I've still got hope. There's 98 games left. Maybe not this year, but I think that the Rangers will get back to glory one day. Don't know if it's going to be 20 years from now, but I do know that I will continue to support this team until my dying day. And I hope y'all support them with me, man. Wouldn't that be fun 20 years from now? We're all still hanging out. I'm still doing these lives after games. I would love that, man. Love y'all. Thank you for the support, man. I want to say a special thank you to all of my paid subscribers on TikTok and all my paid members on YouTube. And I want to say a thank you to all of the people that have been following me forever since 23, and even to the people that just followed me today. Shoot, thank you so much. And look, your support means everything. The comments, the follows, the likes, the viewing time, the watch time. It's all great, and I don't take it for granted at all. I absolutely want to give you guys a little bit of props yourself. You don't have to hang out here after a game like we just watched, and here you are. So thank you. And look, if you have been watching the show for a little bit, shoot, even for a couple of weeks, and you love what we're doing here at Right on Rangers, you appreciate me and my content. Look, I have offered a very small way you can give back, and that is through our paid subscription on TikTok or paid membership on YouTube. It's $2.99 a month. It'll get you priority comments in lives and in the videos I post. Like I said, I've been plugging this for a while now. We're getting about 1,000 new followers a month. It's getting bigger and bigger. We're going to try and keep the same format as long as we can, but as the show gets bigger, priority comments, replies, and then also we'll get you into our exclusive Right on Rangers Discord. That's been a ton of fun, man. And my paid subscribers and paid members on YouTube, you guys have helped make it awesome. It's a little bit of group therapy sometimes, honestly, like seriously, but it's been great. So look, if you feel led, hit that subscribe button right next to the chat if you are on TikTok. And if you're on YouTube hanging out, I'm going to drop the link right into the chat directly, copy and paste it into a browser of your choice. And then after the show, DM me, and I'll get you all the information that you need. There's that link for all my people on YouTube. Appreciate you considering. Let's wrap up the show. We're going to go through the game tomorrow, and then we are also going to talk about the AL West, do a little AL West roundup for you, okay? Thanks, guys. I don't think deGrom is going to get traded at all, though, Hard Chuck. He would get us some pieces, but I don't think deGrom is going anywhere. Let's do AL West roundup real quick. AL West roundup. So first of all, Houston up 4-2, unfortunately, in the top of the ninth on the Guardians. 4-2, Houston up. We've got a couple other teams in play. Looks like, let's see, come on now. Seattle and Angels are playing, and the A's play the Orioles later tonight. So it looks like Houston is probably going to get that win if that score holds. The Angels and the Mariners will beat up on each other a little bit here. And then, again, Baltimore is in Sacramento right now to face the A's. So, look, Houston winning, not ideal. Hopefully, we can get an L from the Mariners. I guess we got to cheer for the Angels today, unfortunately. Whew. Yeah, Mally Corbin definitely going to be gone. I think deGrom and Evo are 100% going to be around next year. It would shock me if there was a deGrom trade. Absolutely would shock me. I'm with you on that, Salvador. It's the most annoying thing, especially when we lose. deGrom going tomorrow, by the way. deGrom against Parker. I wonder if deGrom will have some stats against the Nats from pitching with the Mets being in the same division. Only looks like there are 4 guys that have ever faced deGrom. Nats are a really young team, so I guess that makes sense. Bell is 0 for 6 against deGrom lifetime. Garcia, the second baseman, is 1 for 3. Nate Lowe actually has a home run off deGrom. Nate Lowe is 1 for 2 with a bomb against Jacob deGrom. How about that? And then Ruiz, the catcher, 1 for 2. So there's a combined 13 at-bats against Jacob deGrom, career among Nationals hitters. Parker, 4.71 ERA, probable starter for Washington, coming off of a few up and down starts. Last time out against Arizona, 5 innings, 3 earned runs. Got lit up against the Mariners, 4 2/3, 4 earned runs, 7 hits. And then pitched pretty well against the Braves, 5 1/3, 3 earned runs. So 10 earned runs in his past 3 games. So he'll probably have 7 shutout innings tomorrow, as we like to say, because that's what this offense does, man. We make the mediocre look like Cy Young. You got to laugh, right? You got to laugh at some point. The Rangers do have some ABs against Parker. Berger is 2 for 6 lifetime. Evan Carter, 1 for 2. Ezekiel Duran probably not going to play, but he's 1 for 2. Adolis Garcia is 1 for 3 against Parker. Jonah Heim, 1 for 2. Higashioka, 1 for 2. Wyatt Langford, 0 for 2 against Parker, the Nats' probable starter for tomorrow. Corey Seager, 0 for 3. Marcus Semien, 1 for 3. Josh Smith, 0 for 2. So a little bit of a mixed bag, but you've got some guys that at least have 1 base knock off of him. I wonder, did we play him like last year or something? Feels like with how many guys we have with 3 or 4 bats, we probably faced him last year. Let me see if I can pull up 2024 numbers for Parker here. Looks like we did face him last year. Okay. I wonder what that game was like. We got 3 RBIs off of him last year. So we scored 3 runs off him last year. 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, 6 hits allowed. Don't know how many innings he pitched, but there you go. There you go. Mike Soroka was top-notch with the Braves, and I think right now, I wouldn't say that he's top-notch at all, but he looked top-notch against the Rangers. Keep going. Appreciate all y'all hanging out. That is our AL West Roundup and the preview of the game tomorrow. Tomorrow's game, by the way, see if I can get back to it. Tomorrow's game is at 3:05 Texas time, 1:05 for me. I like these 1:05 games for me out here. It's perfect. Both my little ones are usually taking a nap right around then. It works out awesome. So we'll get a 1 o'clock game in out here Pacific time, 3 o'clock Texas time. Hopefully talking about a Texas Rangers win. 4-game losing streak? Ugh, I don't even want to look this up. 4-game losing streak, 5-game what are we at? Ugh. It's ugly, y'all. Let's look at the standings before we log off. We've got 5.5 games out of the wild card, 6 games out. And Houston, if they win, I think is going to make it 6.5. Rangers on a 4-game skid. 4-game skid. Jacob deGrom, got to be the streak stopper. Always love deGrom days. I'm going to be excited to watch him pitch. Always love a deGrom day. Hopefully he ends this 4-game losing streak, but he's going to need a little help. He's going to need a little help from the offense. But love a deGrom day. Looking forward to watching him pitch, and I'm looking forward to hanging out with all y'all tomorrow. Come back and join us. Sun will come up, a new day, and hopefully on that day, the Rangers will win a ball game, man. Praying that tomorrow's the day. All right. Love y'all. Thank you for the support. Again, special thank you to all of my paid subscribers on TikTok and my paid members on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button if you want to be a part of our exclusive Ride on Rangers Discord and support the channel in a small way. $2.99 for a membership. And then on YouTube, once again, I'll post the link. Same thing, same drill. Thank you for considering supporting us in that small way. But if it's not for you, keep coming back. Keep hanging out with us. We appreciate everything. We don't take anything for granted. Hard Chuck, I'll leave TikTok going for a little bit longer, but we're going to close things up on YouTube. Love y'all. Have a great rest of your Friday night. And as I always say to end every show, God bless. Go Rangers.